Welcome to the February 3rd, 2025 Zoning Board of Appeals Emergency Meeting of the Town of Raymond. The Zoning Board of Appeals will come to order. This board does have a quorum. I am now going to do roll call. David Murch.
Greg Dean.
Fred Miller.
Pete Lockwood.
Tom Hennessy.
This is a public proceeding unless the board specifically votes to go into executive session. You have the right to hear everything that is being said and to look at all of the exhibits that are presented. Please notify the chair if you are unable to hear. The board works from a published agenda and will be considering today's items in the following order. Number 1, call to order. Number 2, minutes, of which we have none. Number 3, new business. Review and ratify findings of facts and decisions regarding administrative appeal by applicant Todd Roma for the location of 141 Raymond Hill Road, map 13, lot 29, zone RR. And then finally, adjournment. This meeting is not over until the board has formally adjourned. Any discussion not included in the meeting agenda or accepted by the board is to be held until after adjournment or conducted outside the meeting room. So as indicated, we have no minutes, so moving on to our new business for the review and ratify findings of fact and decision. I'm assuming all board members have had opportunity to review the finding of fact that was prepared by Attorney Hamer. I do have a few items that I noticed that I would mostly clarification items. Sandy, my assumption is that you're going to be collecting these items as we discuss them, and we'll be making modifications to the document as indicated.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and start. So the document that was prepared by Attorney Hamer, in the listing of exhibits from CEO Chris Hansen, Sandy, I have a couple of items there. Let me know. Do you want me to just wait until you get there, Sandy, and then me move into them, or
Go ahead, just list them for me. I'm making notes.
Very good. So number 1, exhibits from CEO Chris Hansen. Item D, it indicates a warning letter. I'd like to include the date with that, which was May 26, 2023.
Sure.
Then item G, there's appears to be a typo. It says a letter, I believe it's supposed to say a letter from Wayne Jones. Instead it says letter form, F-O-R-M, so that should be F-O-M-E, F-R-O-M.
Got it.
Indicate, so that was included. So further down this list is number 9. It says ZBA meeting, recording of. The date listed here is September 20, 2019. That should be July 29, 2019. And
David, I think the date of their decision, though, was that September date.
okay, whichever is more appropriate then. I don't know which is appropriate. So the meeting was recorded on July 29th, 2019.
Right. We'll just let John confirm that for me, which date to use.
Yep.
I don't have it right in front of me, but if I'm referring to the video of the proceeding, the actual date of the proceeding of the recording is what we should use.
That would be the July date, John. I can fix that.
Thank you.
Of course. Continue, David. I'm sorry.
Sure. In the findings of fact, item 11, it starts with in fall 2019, Mr. Roma and Ms. Dobson sought a conditional use permit. I think we should just strike the word fall and just simply say in 2019, because they really did it in July, so it's more of a summertime frame, but they initiated it in May, so
Okay.
I would say strike the word fall. Item 18, it says this event included a large tent, and then it says multiple portable toilet facilities. I'd like to change multiple to 1 or more.
Okay.
And then the last one I had under conclusions of law, item 5C, so the last sentence of that, it says that the event rental includes the house, barn, grounds, and, oh, no. I think it says and require, I think it needs to be and requires, add an S to that.
Okay.
And then I do have a question which might lead for Attorney Hamer, but I'll kind of open it up at this point to the other board members to see if they had anything before I move on to that last point I got. Yeah, Pete.
Yeah, David, just a couple of questions I had on it. And on page 1, the last paragraph, where it identifies all of the attendees, it specifically calls out all the parties that are represented, including their attorneys. But I noticed that the abutting neighbor whose attorney was there and who did speak is not listed. Would that be appropriate to have that individual identified in the record?
I didn't go and list all the members of the public that spoke. We can. I believe that there was a list. We could get those names. The fact that one of the speakers was an attorney for an abutter, you know, they're still participating as a member of the public, and there's no question that they participated. So it's just up to you if you want to go into that detail. We can get a list of everybody who spoke and add it.
David, what's your thought?
I'm okay leaving it as written, but if you have concerns about that, Pete, I have no problem adding that.
No issue. I just wanted to bring it up in case it was something we needed to clarify.
Okay. And also other members of the board can chime in on that too if they feel otherwise. Go ahead, Pete.
Page 3, this is a minor item, but bullet number 12, where it says the word such, would it be better for us to say such as? Add the word as.
I'm not seeing it. Can you read that in context, Pete?
Let me pull it up.
Oh, I'm sorry, I see it.
You do see it?
Yeah. You said it was item number 11 or item number 12?
12, item number 12.
Oh, yeah, I agree. In the previous item, he does say such as, so such as would be.
Okay. Got it, guys.
Okay, thank you.
And then the last item, page 3, bullet number 15, there's a reference to alcohol being allowed. And I'm just wondering whether we should clarify that Todd Roma and Jessica Dobson are not the ones who are licensed or get the permit, that is the responsibility of the renters.
Yep, Attorney Hamer, do you want to speak to that for clarification on that?
Yeah, my only question is if there was testimony in the record to show that. I know that there was discussion about people who coming into the property being allowed to provide alcohol. I don't know if the question was ever asked about whether the homeowners had a license.
I thought it had come up, but that could just be my memory. I'm not sure.
Well, if the board members remember, if more than one person remembers it, then I would take that over my own memory. How's that?
It's not something I recall, for what it's
It's not
worth.
something I can recall either.
I don't remember it either.
Okay. It might be just in my memory because I know that I had to go through it with my daughter's wedding recently. So maybe that's my fault.
I'm not sure that it's a critical point.
That's fine.
You read to them that the PNB.
David, that's all I have.
Yeah, I'm
I
not.
think Pete. Brad, Greg, or Tom?
This is Tom. I just have one or two more. On the first page, under background, the second sentence, this is more wordsmithing, that the NOV charges that the owners had been advertising and using the property. I think it's better for us to use the word have than had. Had seems past tense rather than current.
Yep, I'm fine with that.
And then on page 2, the exhibit number G, a letter from Wayne Jones. I think it would help if we put something that says his title is Raymond Fire Code Inspector or whatever, or fire inspection results, something to clarify why that letter is important.
Good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, his title is actually fire inspector, so I will add that.
Is that it, Tom?
Yes, I think so.
Thank you. Greg or Fred?
All set.
I have nothing to add.
Okay. The only thing I have left is for Attorney Hamer. I didn't, as I reviewed this, I didn't see anything that specifically indicates that that an actual event, that it was indicated that an actual event did occur over that weekend as the basis of a rental. I don't, unless I'm sort of missing that. I don't know if we need to state specifically that an event did occur and that it was through a rental of the property.
Yeah, that makes sense to add. It's a finding of the board, so I think that would be fine to add that.
Okay. You got that, Sandy?
I do.
Okay. Is everybody in the board in agreement with all of the brought up changes and modifications and additions? Looking good that way. Attorney Hamer, do we simply need now to make a motion to accept the findings and facts and conclusions of law that were drafted by Attorney Hamer with modifications indicated through this meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Chairman Murch, if I can ask, please, for a little bit of clarification on part of what I mentioned before. Do I not have a 10-day window in which to request consideration for some of the findings of facts that I find to be off?
Yeah, you'll want to consult with your attorney specifically on that. I can't speak authoritatively to that at this moment through this meeting.
We were pulling that up within the town's website.
Yeah, that's fine. I definitely bring that to your attorney, and then they can work through with Sandy as to specifically the timelines for you.
And this may be a question for Attorney Hammer, but would that be a 10-day window from today's findings or from the meeting last week?
You'll want to again review the documentation, because I'm pretty sure the ordinances state specifically when your time frame begins. So I'm just going to say, definitely consult with your attorney in regards to this and his understanding of our ordinances, and then work with Sandy to arrange for whatever further follow-up you guys might have.
All right. Well, we did mention that with him the other day on Friday afternoon. We were all trying to kind of coordinate, but didn't really have an appropriate time from the notice on Friday to today. So it was not all that clear. I guess we had looked up to say that there was a 10-day window, and he did agree on that. So I'm just trying to get clarification if that window should be from today. And I suspect, before the video started, I had asked this question. This emergency meeting is in order to finalize a timeline. And I just wanted clarification on that piece. So there's a bit of gray area for me in my rights to talk about these facts and findings as well. So I just wanted to make sure, is that something I approach with Sandy? I just want clarification as we finalize this.
Yeah, so Todd, I can't answer anything. I don't know the answer to you, to tell you specifically how to move forward, which is why I keep suggesting, bringing this to your attorney and having him work through the ordinance and confirming from his end the understanding of things, and then moving forward with that.
And
That's
I would
what
reiterate that I would suggest that you can have your attorney call me as well, and we can discuss it as well, because I don't have the language in front of me.
Perfect.
And Attorney Hamer, if I can just ask one other question. You were saying that again, this emergency meeting has really kind of thrown me off. I haven't had a full opportunity to really digest what we've had going on, and I would like to offer some additional information to the board for consideration. You were saying that the fact that this is an emergency meeting is for timing, and that, just for clarification, this would have happened, or had there been time, this would have happened during our Tuesday's meeting. Is that correct?
Yes, this is really it took time to draft the findings and conclusion, but this is really just the end of the last meeting, because we didn't have those findings pre-drafted. Some boards will pre-draft findings, which I don't think is a good idea, but so that's not what happened here. But by statute, required to issue a final written decision within a very short period of time. I think it was discovered, it said like 6 days or something like that. So this is why it's been convened now. It's not going to impact, well, I can't really give you advice, but I don't see this having any bearing on any rights that you might have. It's just complying with the statute.
Okay, and thank you for that clarification. I had recalled you saying towards the close of the meeting on Tuesday that it was within 16 days. So the fact that you're saying 6 days now, again, kind of, the emergency meeting, we just wanted clarification on. So
yeah, the ordinance had said 16 days, and then we discovered in the statute it had a different time frame.
okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move forward, making a motion. I make a motion to accept the draft that provided by Attorney Hamer for the findings of fact and decision, with the inclusion of the modifications brought up by this board during this February 23rd emergency meeting. Do I have a second for that?
February 3rd.
Second it.
Okay, do we have any further discussion, board, with regards to this? Okay, all those in favor, David Murch, yes.
Greg Dean, yes.
Lee Lockwood, yes.
Fred Miller, yes.
Tom Hennessy, yes.
Okay, and Attorney Hamer, as we need to discuss, there are several of the board members who are out of state, and we need confirmation of how we can get this properly signed and provided to the applicants.
Yes, I would suggest that the board make a motion that a certain member who is located in town physically be authorized to sign on behalf of those 3 members that are out of town, or 2 members. And they've all voted already, and their vote's on the record. So it's a bit of a formality, but a vote to authorize signature would be in order.
Okay, can definitely do that. As chair, I'm willing to take that responsibility for doing the signings.
Sure. You want a motion, David?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I'll move that David Murch sign on behalf of the members who are unable to, or who are out of town.
And who are those particular members?
Lee Lockwood,
Tom Hennessy.
And Greg Dean.
Can we get a second to Greg's motion?
a second.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor, David Murch, yes.
Greg Dean, yes.
Lee Lockwood, yes.
Fred Miller, yes.
Tom Hennessy, yes.
Okay. Before I move on to adjournment, Attorney Hamer, is there anything that we missed?
I don't think so.
Very good. Sandy, I will be in early tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give me a little time to make these few changes.
Yep, that's fine.
Print it off, but I will be there for sure by 8 and getting it done.
Okay, contact me when you're ready and then I'll come up.
Will do.
All right. Next, I need a motion for adjournment.
So move.
Second.
No further discussion. All those in favor of adjourning, David Murch, yes.
Greg Dean, yes.
Be Lockwood, yes?
Fred Mello, yes?
Tom Hennessy, yes.
Very good. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you.